Hi, my name is Cheyenne Murray, and I am participating in Challenge 2017. Today, I will be briefly talking to you about derivatives. Welcome, and in today's lesson, we will learn about derivatives. A derivative is the instantaneous rate of change of any given function. As I have here on the board, this limit as h approaches 0, we have f of parenthesis x plus h close parentheses minus f of x over h. This is the mathematical definition of a derivative. Here, I have the 4 basic rules in which we will learn in this video. The power rule, the product rule, the quotient rule, and the chain rule. The power rule, which is the easiest rule when dealing with derivatives. All you do is simply minus 1 away from the exponent and move it in front of this coefficient and times it. So for example, you'll do the exponent minus 1, so you'll have 3x to the first. This 2 moves in front of the 3, so you times it, giving you 6x to the first, or just simply 6x. Okay, another example. If we have 9 to the x to the 10th, let's say, this 10 minus 1 will give you 9. Move this 10 in front of the 9. It will give you 90x to the 9. Easy peasy. Were you able to get all the answers, or did you get stumped? As I have here, the first one, you just move the 2 in front of the x, subtract 1, and your answer is 2x. Next, you move the 7 in front of the 3, you get 21. 7 minus 1, you get 6. So your answer is 21x to the 6. The third one, move the 4 times 12, 48. 4 minus 1, 3. So 48 to x cubed. This one may have been a little tricky, but here you move the negative 4 in front of the 8. Negative 4 times 2 gives you 8, so you get negative 8. Negative 4 minus 1 gives you negative 5. So this is negative 8x to the negative 5th. The same goes for this one. You move the negative 7 in front of the 8, you get negative 56. Negative 7 minus 1, you get negative 8. So your answer is negative 56x to the negative 8. Before we continue, we must learn the other rules with the derivatives. So the derivative of sine x equals cosine x. The derivative of cosine x equals negative sine x. Derivative of tan x equals secant squared x. Cotan x equals negative cosecant squared x. Cosecant equals negative cosecant x, cotan x. And finally, the derivative of secant x equals secant x tan x. Take a minute and jot down these for your notes. As a continuation of the derivatives, you must know e to the x just simply equals e to the x. Ln x just simply equals 1 over x. And x just equals 1. Now we move on to the product rule. For this, as it states product in its name, we will be dealing with multiplication. So for this, you would just split the problem into 2. So you have x squared and you have sine x. What you would do is take the derivative first, leaving the second alone, plus leaving the first alone, taking the derivative of the second. So we take the derivative of x squared, which is 2x, leaving sine x alone, plus leaving x squared alone, taking the derivative of sine x, which I had just previously done, which is cosine x. And this is your final answer. Now try these 3 problems on your own. Don't get stumped. Did you solve these 3 problems, or did you get stuck? For here, x to the 4th cosine x, take the derivative of x to the 4th, which is 4x to the 3rd, leaving the second alone, so cosine x, minus keeping the first alone, x to the 4th, doing the derivative of the second, which is cosine x, which gives you sine x. So your final answer is 4x cubed cosine x minus x to the 4th sine x. Now we move on to 4x squared cotan x. Take the derivative of 4x squared, which leaves you with 8x, leaving cotan alone, minus, because leaving 4x squared alone, the derivative of cotan x equals negative cosecant x. So this leaves us with our final answer. Last, 5x cubed tan x do the derivative of 5x cubed, which leaves you with 15x squared, leaving 10x alone, plus leaving 5x cubed alone, doing the derivative of 10x, which is secant squared x, which leaves you with the answer of 15x squared, 10x plus 5x cubed, secant squared x. Next, I will demonstrate the quotient rule. Here's our function. So what we will do is have the top function, sine x, times the derivative of the bottom function, times 2x, minus the derivative of sine x, which is cosine x, times leaving the bottom alone, x squared, all over, you would square the denominator, so x squared to the second. And from here, you would just simplify. Once you simplify, your final answer will be this. Again, now try these two problems on your own. Pause the video. Now we are going to solve these two problems. Cosine x over 3x. First, you'll do the derivative of cosine x, which is negative sine x, leaving 3x alone, minus, leaving cosine alone, taking the derivative of 3x, which is 3, all over 3x squared, leaving you with the final answer of negative x sine x plus cosine x all over 3x squared. Next, we have negative cosine x times x over x. First, we will take the derivative of negative cosine x, which is positive sine x, leaving the inside alone, x, leaving the bottom, which is x, all minus, leaving the outside, negative cosine x, times the inside, which is just 1, all over x squared, leaving you with the final answer of x sine x plus cosine x all over x squared. Finally, we learn the chain rule. The chain rule, if it's more than x, or there's more than x in the parentheses called the argument, you must do the chain rule. The chain rule states that you keep the outside, do the derivative of the outside, keeping the inside, times leaving the outside, times the derivative in the inside. So for here, the derivative of sine is cosine, leaving the inside, so we left the inside the same, times doing the derivative of the inside, which is 2x minus 3, and that is our final answer. Now try these on your own. Now we have tan of secant x. We do the derivative of tan, which is secant squared, leaving the inside of secant x, times doing the derivative of secant x, of secant x tan x. So our final answer is secant squared secant x times secant x tan x. Next we have sine 3x squared plus x. You do the derivative of sine, which is cosine, leaving the inside alone. Now you take the derivative of the inside. So your final answer is cosine of 3x squared plus x times 6x plus 1. Lastly, we have cotan 3x. You take the derivative of cotan, which is negative cosecant, leave the inside, 3x. Now I take the derivative of 3x, which is 3. So our final answer is negative 3 cosecant 3x.